Thank you for your interest in the Hawaii Pacific Basin Area Health Education Center program. The federal mandate of the program is to improve the diversity, distribution, and quality of the health professions workforce. In Hawaii and the Pacific Basin, we have held career recruitment activities for over 2,600 students a year across the region. We have health education activities and training activities for students in health profession schools, including interdisciplinary community-based training for over 400 students a year. We provide continuing education and recruitment and retention to rural communities for thousands of providers a year. We provide direct and distance learning education for community members on health topics for thousands of people a year. Our first center opened in 1995 in Hilo, Hawaii, and they've done wonderful community education and recruitment to health careers activities. Our second site opened in 1997 on Kauai, and they have some wonderful health careers recruitment activities. They represent the islands of Kauai and Oahu, and they also started the community-based interdisciplinary training program, previously known as Keola. Our third center opened in Palau in 2001, and their emphasis has been on postgraduate training of medical officers, so providing primary care public health residency training. Out of this grew public health training for all health professionals in the region, and this training has expanded to Micronesia, Marshall Islands, and is now even expanding into Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Our fourth, fifth, and sixth centers all opened in 2004, and they are Yap State, Federated States of Micronesia, Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and the Maui County AHEC, which is located on Molokai. So in this video you will hear very diverse and wonderful examples of what different regions and different AHECs are doing to improve the diversity, distribution, and quality of the health professions workforce.
In Camp Illinois, for Hawaii Island, we've adopted the Diabetes Education and Counseling Program, the only type of diabetes education of its sort in Hilo. We've had people walk through our doors who have been diabetic or diagnosed for 3 years, not knowing what diabetes was, a basic knowledge that they need to be in control of their own disease.
Without insulin, you die. So your pancreas naturally produces insulin. You cannot expect your doctor to manage your diabetes for you. You have to take control and manage your diabetes yourself.
We work with recruiters who go into the school to interest the kids in health careers that they don't normally hear of. When you ask, what kind of health profession, they'll usually say doctor or nurse. But after one visit from the recruiters and after Holo Holo Science, you get a lot more options being yelled out at you when you ask, what do you want to be? So,
the first area health education center, called AHEC, outside of the United States, was placed in Palau. Since 2001, PCC's Palau AHEC has partnered with the University of Auckland Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences and the Fiji School of Medicine, School of Public Health and Primary Care, which is now called the Department of Public Health at the Fiji School of Medicine. To date, 5 physicians from Palau and Yap have received postgraduate diplomas in general practice from the University of Auckland through the efforts of PCC's Palau AHEC. Today, there are 39 candidates who will be receiving undergraduate certificates and diplomas and postgraduate certificate diplomas in public health.
Right now in programs altogether, there's something like 70 students in various programs. AHEC is it's a vehicle for training all kinds of health workers, and we have programs for Outer Island health assistants who deliver primary care in the Outer Islands, for outreach workers, community health workers who work with the Community Health Center project, for clinical nurses, and for pharmacy techs and public health workers. My goal for AHEC would be to raise expectations for the quality of health worker that it's possible to produce in these islands.
I think in a nutshell, that would be where our emphasis is capacity building. We work with the public schools and have built their curriculum so that more students in high schools will be exposed to health careers. We work with the curriculum to make sure they are prepared to advance into health careers, and have the summer program where we really reach out on an intensive method to get students in the high schools to be more aware with health career opportunities and what it takes to get into them. So we're running about 30 students in the past 2 years that have that exposure.
Right. The health careers are at Kapiolani. Okay? Especially the ones like if you want to be respiratory tech, the guys that work up there. Paramedics. Paramedic is actually two. Emergency medical technician, Kapiolani. Okay? Mobile intensive care technician, Kapiolani.
Take their blood out of their body, filter it through an outside filter, and then we give their clean blood back to them. And so that whole process, needs a lot of people to take care of them. It needs a nephrologist, so that's what I am. I'm a doctor sort of specializing in kidney disease.
This equipment is used to train X-ray techs, and usually it's a 2-year program, which results in an Associate of Science degree. And at the end, they're called radiographers or radiologic technologists. They will have to take a national exam, and if they pass that national exam, they are able to practice in the state of Hawaii once they obtain their state license.
You just cover it like this, all right? Keep your eye open, but don't close it. You don't have to close it. So you test one eye and you have them read it. Then you test the right eye by covering the left eye. Okay, if this is the last line you can read, it says 2050. This means that the person that can read this line here, that person can see at 20 feet what a person with 20/20 vision can see at 50 feet, which means that your vision is not as acute because now you have to come closer to see something, right? That a person with 20/20 vision can see at 50 feet.
We had them go through 6 different stations. Each station featured a different type of task. And one of them was urinalysis, so we had the students perform dipsticks. Then they went to another station where they performed a pregnancy test. And then they also looked at microscopic slides and could determine that it was a pathogenic infection.
I got the same and you got 68. I got 17, right around here, it's 7. Did you feel it?
I started to tingle.
Yeah.
What can you do to go back and correct from these things firing to getting back to the SA node firing? What do you do? Shock them. Okay? You shock them. One goes on the apex and one goes on the sternum, like this, and you shock them. Now this.
The tops of the V are going to go to the base of the neck. Now be careful. This is the trachea. There are no nerves entering and leaving the trachea. Like the gram where we shoot dye down here to look at the health of it. If this looks like Cheetos coming down here, internal carotid and external, that's right. That's all right. Now make you another V, just like you did the first one.
Thank you very much.